Hello, my lovelies. I just wanted to give you an update, and actually, I just wanted to do a little chat. Maybe it's not so much of an update. Well, there's always a lot happening. I think this is true for everyone in everyone's life. There's always things happening, especially when you have kids and you have work and you have a house and a pet and all the things going on. The good thing is that the yard work is kind of paused. I mean, there's actually quite a bit I still should do before winter really hits. But hold on, let me close this window here. I have my computer open. I was actually trying to go live, but for some reason my software didn't want to cooperate. So I'm just recording this video, and probably I could add some footage after that, you know, with maybe some of the kids. Okay, so the last update I gave you was like doors, which doors will open, which ones will close. So very obvious that the doors of staying here in Germany and possibly buying a different house, these are all closing. My neighbor, they still have not even contacted me. It's been at least a month or more since I've told him, please contact me before you put it up for sale. I don't know what they're doing, and I don't want to really get on anyone's nerves, but they have not talked to me at all. I saw him a couple times and waved. No talking to me, so I don't know what maybe they're waiting on something. And also the other house, I talked to my bank, and it's just too much money right now. It's gonna be, it would be close to 1 million, which even after selling this house, it's still a lot. So it would be stretching quite a bit, and I don't really want to do this, you know, with the remodeling and all the stuff. And the piece of land where possibly there could be a house built, same thing, about 1 million. So, but that's what we would have to go with, like about 1 million euros. That's even a little bit more in dollars. So that's a little bit too much right now. I probably could have done like maybe like 700, 750, but 1 million is a bit steep right now, which means this is the sign, whatever you believe in, God, the universe, whoever, but it is a sign for me that I tried to see which doors will open. I didn't just blindly say, no, there are no other doors. I wanted to see which ones would open, which ones not. So it's a clear sign right now that these doors are not opening, and that we are now actually back on track planning for going to the US. Now, all the things that I'm planning for that, I have a different channel that is in German, but I dedicated a channel documenting all of that journey because a lot goes into that. The visa, and now with, of course, the change in administration in the US, I know there will be changes. It probably will be harder to get a visa, so I want to move on as quick as possible when it comes to pursuing my visa and applying. I want to apply as soon as possible, but for me to apply, there are things that need to happen first because I need to make a case. I need to work with my immigration lawyer. I did talk to someone. I have someone that I picked kind of that I really like, and we need to create a business plan because I'm going to be there on an investor visa, bringing my business over there. My Texas LLC is already there. It's already created, and I have a business account. I have a business address. So that's all there, but there are a lot of things that need to be done. I need to put my investment in. I need to prove that I have invested a large sum of money into the business. And in that business plan, I have to basically show that I'm going to create jobs in the US and contribute to the economy, of course. So there's work that goes into that. So I'm trying to think, what do I do first? Do I sell the house? I mean, if we sold the house quite quickly, which is kind of hard in Germany, you can't really do it quickly. But if we even put it up for sale already, I'm trying to think, what could we do? Having the money first would, having the large sum of money first, would just expedite everything so much more versus having to get another interim loan and then selling the house later. And also logistically, I probably could stay with my mom for a couple months or so, even longer. But the problem that we have here in Germany, I cannot pull my daughter out of school at all, not even at all. It's very illegal. You can't homeschool, that's very illegal here. And I can't just go somewhere for a couple months. It would be good if we could actually go to the States once before we actually have the visa, like just on a visitor visa to get a lot of things started. I don't want to go by myself. I don't want to leave my kids, because last time I left, it's been a while, but I went for 3 days to a business mastermind in the UK near London or Cambridge, and Emil was kind of traumatized for weeks and months, actually. As soon as I left the room, he got very anxious, and he really hangs on me, literally. He's like so attached. I don't want to leave him. And I also don't want to take him away and just take him and go somewhere, because I am a single mom with them. They are used to just me being around. I am their rock. I'm their security. And when I leave, it's like there's not this one other person that they feel like the same amount of safety with. That's why it's a lot on me, of course, but I love it. And they will all get older. Like my oldest daughter right now, she's 12, and she's like, can I go to my friends? She doesn't want to be at home that much anymore. She wants to go out, which is okay, but I would rather have her around and her friends around than I know what they're doing. Because and her phone was stolen a couple days ago. I think really stolen. It didn't fall out or anything, because she said she went to the ice skating rink with her friend, and she put it back into her backpack, and she had her backpack with her. She only kind of put it down for a minute while she was buying something at the cafe there, at the coffee shop. She was buying, I think, like either ice cream or slushy or something. And then it was gone. She noticed it right away, and it's been gone, and we have tracked it, and we see that it's close to where the ice skating rink is, but it's we looked at Google Earth, where is that location, and it's like an apartment complex. I'm thinking someone stole it. It's an Apple phone, so you can kind of, tell it that it's stolen. You can claim it as stolen, like in the settings, so that no data will be compromised, and it will basically shut everything down that connects to your account. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I hope maybe we're going to get it back, and if not, that's a bummer, because she had an iPhone 11, which isn't the newest, but still, it's not cheap, And then, of course, she's out already asking me, am I going to get a new one? I'm like, I don't really want to buy a new one right now. Possibly I'm going to get a new one, and then she could get my iPhone 14 if I get the 15. But I wasn't actually planning on getting another one this year. I wanted to wait until next year, possibly until the fall, until the new one comes out. We'll see about it. But everyone was sick a couple weeks ago, and this has been dragging on. Like for me, it's usually like 3 days where it's really bad, and then it gets a lot better. But everyone else was kind of dragging on. I guess I have a good immune system. I take vitamin D every single day. It's right in front of me because I took it with my breakfast. Vitamin B12 I also take, and I take my magnesium. I take my NAC, is that NAD, nicotinamide, blah, blah, whatever it's called, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to say it, but it's supposed to be really good. CoQ10 I take fish oil, and I take zinc, especially now in the winter time for immune system. Iodine, like kelp, because I don't use iodized salt. I just take the kelp. And actually, here's the thing, the kids, they love eating seaweed. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. They love eating the seaweed and the wraps with sushi and all this stuff. It's really weird because they're very picky otherwise, but they'll eat sushi. Romy loves sushi, and we make our own sushi all the time now because we have those kelp, we have those seaweed sheets, and we have like the special rice that you need, and then usually they just want it with salmon. I like it with cucumber and avocado, but they just want the salmon. So we make it because it's very expensive when you buy it at the store. And I make everything from scratch. I make my own bread every week, my sourdough bread. Because right now, I just was at the store yesterday at the little farmer's market here. It's €6 for one loaf of bread now. I cannot believe this. It's like, this entire bag I probably could make, how many, it's 5 kilos. I could make 10 loaves of bread with that. It costs me €8.90 for that entire bag of, like the big bag of 5 kilos of flour. The good flour. It's not cheap flour. It's like the really good one. It's not the very fine. It's bread flour. So I can make 10 loaves of bread, which then means one loaf would cost me, if you include energy cost, maybe between 1 and 2 euros versus 6. And I also bought, it's Butterschmalz, but it's kind of like ghee. It's like clarified butter, and then you can cook with it high temperature. It doesn't burn. 8 euros. And also olive oil, 1 bottle now, a liter, is now 10 euros. It used to be like 5 or 6. In the past couple of years, everything has literally doubled. So yes, we'll see. And then, it's going to be interesting with my visa, because now administration change in the US. I have no idea. I know that Trump will definitely be much stricter with all the visas. And so I don't know. I hope I can still get my visa. I don't know, like if he's gonna, well, I don't think he's gonna cancel that type of visa, because it's been around even in his first term. He's not gonna cancel the E2 visa, but probably it'll be under much more scrutiny, and they're gonna be much more picky about like who gets it and who doesn't. So I need to make a really good case. I mean, it's November. He's not going to be inaugurated until January. So I'm going to try to get most of this done, hopefully quickly, before they can do a lot of changes to all the immigration stuff. So that's one of the drawbacks. Like now, I agree with some of those, like you can't just let everyone in the country, of course. And it's kind of what we're dealing with in Europe now. And I don't want to get this video too political, but it's kind of what we're dealing with here in Germany a lot. A lot of arguments nowadays, and a lot of discussions going on about, because we've had this policy for years, kind of like very open borders and like let them all in. But this creates a lot of problems, and it costs too much money. It's like we can't just literally let everyone in who wants to come in. People have to work, people have to contribute, and then it's all fine. And everything is just already so crowded here, because there's not a lot of space here. It's very dense population, and then when you have even more people, houses, living expenses are crazy expensive just when it comes to rent and buying like real estate and space, because there's no space really. You can't really build much anymore. Okay, so that's what's happening. I did want to make some videos about, like, I cook so much and I make so much from scratch all the time. Like I make stews in the winter all the time, like bone broth, and I make my own pizza and my own Flammkuchen, which is an amazing German, it's actually from the Alsace, which means it's right that area. It's France, but it's kind of like the border between Germany and France. And it's a sort of kind of like a pizza, but it's thinner, and it's so good. I want to share more recipes and just share what I make for the kids, to make everything from scratch. Like I make my own French fries, I make my own pizza all the time, and I make my own stews and bread and pretzels, all the baked goods. I pretty much make it all. I made a great sandwich loaf last week because Romy doesn't like the crunchy sourdough. The little kids like it. But I made this amazing soft sandwich bread, and she loved it. So I'll make that again this weekend. Maybe I'll have time to do a little bit of filming. But it's a bit tricky with the twins, because when I put the camera somewhere where they can reach it, or now they climb everywhere, they want to get it because they're like, ooh, what is that? Ooh, there's a button. Ooh, I can see a screen. Ooh, can I tap on it? So because they see, like they know how to use phones nowadays. They snatch my phone all the time, and they're like, they know how to swipe and all the stuff. And sometimes they grab it and it's like they lock it up because they don't. I have Face ID, but if I don't use Face ID, you have to put in the code, and they just tap on it, and then they put the code in so many times that it's wrong, and then it locks up for 5 minutes, and then when you do it if you do it more often, put in the wrong code, then it locks up for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or even longer. So I've had to wait to use my phone for like half an hour sometimes because they're like tapping around on it. So I'm really trying to always put it away, and like I'm basically trying to hide anything from them that's like a small screen because they're like all over it. And we don't give them any tablets or anything. Like we turn on the TV. It's on a lot, but basically it's on for background. Most of the time they don't sit there and watch. They will sit there for 5 minutes and watch, and then they will play and do stuff. So I guess it's just like music in the background, because a lot of times we will watch like Bounce Patrol and Cocomelon, it's just a lot of songs, and they don't really watch it too much, but I have it on a lot. I don't know why. I think always it distracts them, especially when I try to cook. I usually turn the TV on because I'm like, okay, it's just me and them, and I don't want... Amy loves helping me. When he sees me, especially when he notices that I'm putting together a batter, like a dough, he always wants to help me. Like on Sundays, most oftentimes we make waffles, and when he sees me take that bowl out and the flour, he's like, "Can I help you, Mom?" And he's so cute. He's like, "Are you making dough?" And he's like, "Are you making dough?" And I'm like, "Yes." "Can I help?" And I'm like, "Okay, you can help." And then I will sit him up on the counter and he will help me. And ooh, that boy, like I really know how to handle him, but he's very difficult for anyone else who's not me. Like you have to react just the right way. You have to know him, because if you don't talk to him when he wants to talk to you and he wants to say something and he wants something, if you don't react and you don't like actually talk to him, he has no patience. So, and it's that fine line between he's okay, he just wants your attention, and then when you're not talking to him or you're not doing what he wants you to do, that he's telling you, it happens very quickly that it just goes the other direction. It goes sideways, and then he just freaks out and has a tantrum, which doesn't happen even if I tell him no, but as long as I talk to him and I explain to him, it works quite well already that he understands. And sometimes I'm giving them all the explanations that are actually quite complicated. They don't understand, but they listen and they're like, "Oh, I didn't understand that, but oh." So sometimes I will tell him, like, what if he wants to have the hand mixer? Then I would tell him this, right? "You know what? Romy last year, she got her hair caught in the hand mixer and it hurt a lot. I don't want you to hurt yourself. That's why it's better if Mom does it. Also, there are going to be lumps in the batter, and it's better if I do it. Trust me." And then he'll look at me like, and doesn't say anything. And usually those explanations work quite well for Lola too, but he has the tendency to have no patience. It's like, "Ah!" Then he just screams. And I'm like, if I explain it and I actually talk to him, that de-escalates immediately. Usually. Not always. Except when he's too tired. Like last night, it was, he was way tired. They didn't nap at all, and it was getting kind of late, and it was, yeah, you know how that goes when toddlers are way past their sleep time and they're way tired, and it's like nothing works anymore. You can't talk to them reasonably anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on now, and then hopefully maybe make another video this weekend, just like a fun little vlog. We do have kids gymnastics on Fridays now, which is today. I hope I can go, because Romy's not here, and I have a friend who might go with me, but I'm not sure if she can. And then tomorrow is toddler swimming class. It's basically, they're just like getting them used to being in the water and to kind of be splashed at, and maybe even, be underwater for just a moment so they are not scared. And then eventually, they have those floating devices on their backs. So they learn, not those just around the arms. So they learn, your butt needs to go up, and then you can actually start moving around. So they start teaching them some swimming motions eventually. But for me, it's just a thing of first getting them used to not being afraid at all. And that's the first step to actually teaching them to swim, because when you learn to swim, you have to like jump in the water, and you're going to be underwater for a couple minutes. And so they have to learn kind of to not be afraid of water. I don't know if you can teach toddlers yet to hold their breath. I don't know if they can do it yet, but it's fun and it's something to do. And I want it in the winter time now. It's getting so dark outside. The days are so short and it's dark for a long time, and every day is going to be even shorter now until December. And I just didn't want to be sitting in the house all the time. I wanted some activities. So we have Fridays kids gymnastics, and Saturdays we have the swimming class now. And then, you know, on Sundays we can go somewhere, maybe to an indoor playground, which I'm always actually quite afraid of, because most of the times when we went there in the winter time, someone got sick, and then everyone got sick. Like, if it's just a cold, it's not so horrible, but a couple times they came back with a stomach flu like the next day, and that's horrible if the whole family gets it, especially if I get it, because I'm the only one here who can actually take care of everyone. And if I have it, that's pretty bad, having twin toddlers and the stomach flu and no one helping you. Romy is older, so she can help. But wrapping it up, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.